What is going on, guys? So today, very quickly, I'm going to talk to you guys about my 2019 dividend income goal, and I'm also going to give a prediction for 2020, but I'm not going to guarantee that. What I'm holding myself accountable to is that 2019 goal. So before I jump in, we're looking at my portfolio percentages in terms of income on the right and weight on the left. So this is specifically looking at my total portfolio, which is at the moment around $260,000. If you remove the 401k from that, that's what we're looking at. So it's about $160,000, of which about 30% of that is in energy stocks, 12% is in consumer staples, 17% is in real estate. Telecommunications is beginning to grow. It's almost at 10%. I have a decent chunk of information technology stocks, which I recently picked up Google over the past several months. And this also includes First Solar and a couple other technology stocks, of which, if you look on the right-hand side, which is income, I only get 0.5% of my income from those stocks. So 10% of my income, or 10% of the weight portfolio, only provides 0.5% of the income, which is very small. If you look at energy, it's still the largest, 40%. Followed by real estate, and then tied with telecommunications and consumer staples. That being said, let's actually jump into the goals that I have for 2019 and potentially 2020. So, to I guess understand where you are in this, the amount of money is on the left axis, and this is the years. You can see everything that I've done since I've started and how it's grown. The yellow is YouTube income, so ignore that. Only thing I'm talking about at the moment is this light green. And what I'm trying to achieve is fill these white outlines here. So in terms of next year, I'm hoping to get this green bar to fill this $8,500 goal that I have, $8,525 to be exact. And in 2020, I'm hoping to get $12,000. So what that means is I almost want to get to $700 next year, in terms of $700 a month, I'm sorry, in terms of passive income. And by 2020, I want to be looking at $1,000 a month, which is quite big. It's quite a hefty goal, but at the end of the day, they're just goals. And, even if I get 80% of that, which is, close to $10,000 a month, it's still, or $10,000 a year, it's still, $850 a month, which is almost $300 more than what I have coming in right now per month. So I'd be extremely ecstatic with that. In terms of where I'm at the moment, I purchased some additional AT&T. I purchased about another 100 shares or so, which is good for another $200 a year. And I also purchased some Cheniere Energy Partners, which was good for $100, $150 extra a year. So that puts me at, I don't even remember how many shares that puts me at for CQP. So 120 odd shares. I have to fix my cost basis per share. But so thanks for reminding me, y'all. But looking at that, so it almost puts me at $7,000 next year in terms of total income. So that being said, year-over-year growth for 18 to 19, I'm looking at 50%. But really, my forward income at the moment is around $6,900. So if you take that into consideration, I need to grow the account, or the non-401k portion of my account, by $1,500 or $1,600 in dividends. And if I use a 4% dividend rate, that means I need to invest $39,000 in order to get close to, on average, this $8,500. What I mean by on average is, if I were to invest that $39,000 today, then I wouldn't have to invest any more money in 2019, and I would be able to achieve this goal. But however, because I'm going to be investing throughout the year, I actually need to invest more than this $39,000. It's probably, depending on where I'm at. I generally front-end load at the in the beginning of the year, because that's when I get my bonuses. That's when I'm able to invest my IRAs and whatnot. So I would say I probably need about 50 to 60% more than this number to be, invested in order for me to hit this $8,500 goal. So I'm looking close to $45,000 to $50,000, maybe even more, maybe closer to $60,000 in order for me to meet this goal, which is very ambitious. And if you think about it, for me to meet this $12,000 goal at a 4% dividend, I'm going to need around $300,000, which is about double from what I have right now. At the moment, I'm about $155,000, $160,000 in this. Maybe it's closer to $165,000 in this non-401k account. So that means over the next 2 years, I'm going to have to increase by 50% next year and 41% in 2019 and 2020 to be able to get to this $12,000 goal, and also increase my total portfolio almost by 100%, if that makes sense, which is pretty ambitious. But over the course of the past couple of years, I've been able to achieve pretty phenomenal results. 71% in 2016, 72% in 2017, 64% this year, maybe a little bit more if I continue to reinvest or get another monthly dividend or two, or a small dividend increase. But I'm assuming it's going to stay below 70 for sure. And next year, just because I'll have all the money that I invested throughout this year for the next 12 months, I'll be looking at a 22% increase before I even start. So that being said, you know, part of this is already taken care of. I don't have to invest, you know, 50% more than what I have now. It's really just, you know, the 30-odd%, but so it means I have to invest only $1,600. I have to only get the $1,600 rather than this $2,800, which is the year-over-year growth rather than the forward 12-month growth. Hopefully I'm not losing you guys, but you know, what I'm basically trying to say is these numbers are starting to get pretty large in terms of the volume of it. So 1% now is about $1,500. So you know, 10 to 15% or 10 to 20%, you're starting to look in the, you know, 10 to 20 to $30,000 range, which is starting to get pretty large. So to keep up with these numbers, and increase at 70-60% per year, you know, if I were to keep doing that, it's going to start getting into the hundreds of thousands of dollar range in the next couple years or so. So I expect this number to climb down, which is why I'm looking at 50% next year compared to the 70 and 60 that I had the past 2 years respectively, and then 40-ish% the year thereafter. So still really ambitious because the portfolio is getting large, but the hope is if I'm able to strive for it and reach it and really save for that, then it's only going to be beneficial for me in the long term. And that's really all I wanted to discuss for that. Obviously, I think with including YouTube, I'll definitely be able to beat this $8,500 a month, because really, if you think about it, should be making at least $600 to $1,000 next year in dividend or in income from YouTube. And that being said, you know, all I would really then need is to increase, you know, by $500, $600 in dividend income, which is not too difficult. It's almost a third of what I need to do to be able to get to where I want. But it is what it is. I'm very excited about where I am and how close I've come to reaching my goals. Didn't quite get to the $6,000 goal that I wanted this year, but like I said, it's ambitious. I got very close. Next year, definitely way below past that $6,000 goal, and hopefully get closer to this $8,400 or $8,500 goal. The reason why I want $8,500 or $8,400 next year is because that means it's close to $700 a month in terms of passive income, which for a lot of people, you know, that's a mortgage. For some, you know, fancier people, that's a car note. You know, for some people, it's half of their mortgage or maybe a third of their mortgage. So having that passive income really allows me to focus on what's important for me, and if anything were to happen to me, let's say, I at least have that sort of money coming in where I could supplement my income if I wanted to. And also at the moment, since I reinvest a lot of my dividends, it basically means I guarantee save, at the moment, $579 or close to $600 a month, just because I have the money sitting there. So that with all the other money that I invest, month after month, it really starts to snowball, which you guys can kind of see when you look at this sort of thing, where the dividends are starting to build on themselves. Me continuing to invest capital really is starting to show the year-over-year changes. So very excited. When next time I talk to you guys, I probably will have the monthly dividends per month average with 2019 with the goal, which will be just over $700, and then the 2020, which will be close to $1,000. So hopefully be filling those up with green rather than having them still have some white in them as well. So as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully this inspires. If you guys want to talk about anything, leave a comment down below in the section. If you guys have any tips or tricks or anything, just leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try to get to them. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Until then, have a great night.